All right, we got interrupted. We are on we are on chapter 43, and we were interrupted on practice number 9. Uh, I wasn't paying attention to the timing. Um, Let me just read this quickly. Uh, yeah, I don't want you to be lost in things related to grammar and Hamza writing rules. Okay, so I was reading this. Daw become daw on. From to the on, that's tanween. So this will be indefinite. Here, ضوءا ضوء رزء رزء رزءا رزء نوء نوء نوءا نوء. All right, let's move on. Uh, all right. Tanween for words end with hamza after a consonant with sukun. I know all this. You will say, "Where? What?" Somebody say, "Well, why you have all this and all this stuff?" And that will confuse the student. This is basically different looks to this stuff, and because I want you to read it correctly, so that's why we find it and we put it bunch of them next to each other and want you to practice it. And when you see it in the real world, you will not say, "Oh, what is this?" Okay, so that, but don't memorize anything. Hamza will get a seed in all cases. All these cases, Hamza will get its seeds. This word is a ib. Ib. Let's say, let's make them ib because we have here. That's a good idea. Good idea. No sukun. Ib. Ib. Here you go. So when we go to ib in, we went from here to here. That's indefinite here, right? The Hamza had that's a what do you call it, carrier or a chair, and the tanween and it's kind of like being carried up. It's not like here. There is nothing to carry it. So ib on, ib on, and for you to not to be confused with anything, when you are reading something, look to the hamza. You just look to the vowel next to it, or if it's way down here, it's still related to the hamza. Yeah, this one is related to hamza. When there's a hamza on a carrier, one of these extending letters, the vowel relate to it, because extending letters or separation, what do you call it? The consonant is not. Okay, there's here rule that the consonant. Okay. The key here that the hamza came after a consonant that have sukun, then you put on seed. The hamza will get the seed. It's kind of like ruling. Or ruling. If it's this was the beginning, when it's indefinite, that's the way you write it. That's what it said. To you, this is out of the scope of this course. I just want you to read it. Ib'un, ib'an, ib'in, kuf'u. Let's put it. Keep doing this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Why make it easy for you? Instead of trying to read double sukoon. Right? We've done that before, but it's kif'u. No, kuf'u. Kuf'u. Kuf'un, kuf'an, kuf'in. But is but'u, but'u. But'un, but'an, but'in. Dif, dif'u. Dif'un, dif'an, dif'in. It's just if the word like this, and when it's get tanween, you will see it like this. But this is again, I just want to be able to read this and to read that correctly. That's all. But the reason we do put them here to as classification and let you see it. That's why we put all this notes here. What is it for? Exception: word that do not take extra alif with tanween. Oh, here we go. Look at this. With the tanween. That's also a grammar issue. So I don't want to talk about it. I just wanted to see it. The word end with T in the form of ta marbuta. Okay. In words that have this kind of special case of the T, here is ta, ta. When you have tanween, the ta supposed to be 10. You remember, like this one here, it's supposed to have extra alif. In this case, it does not. So when you see this and you see this, or you just see this, you wait a minute, where's the alif? That's what that. So that's why I put it here for you. And it's, of course, here it's independent. I mean, it's not connected to the rest of the word, right? But here, alihata become alihatan directly. The tanween got on the top. And remember this kind of ta, and it's kind of special case of the t, right? You remember? So in this case, later you're going to learn how to write, like you say fatata, and you're going to make it fatatan. You're going to write it like this or like this without the alif. That's the point. But here we just want you to read it. And if you look at it and say, wait a minute, you've been telling me all this time here, mister, you're adding alif, and what is this? Okay, remember this special case of T, and here it's special treatment. We don't give her the alif. Don't ask me, I don't put the rules. I just work here. Exception. Word that take no extra alif with tanween. Okay. In this case also there is no, with the the hamza, if when the word end up with hamza, seeded hamza on alif, it's a and become n without the extra alif. These are exceptions, right? The tanween is never been used for indefiniteness. What? Okay. So malja, malja'an, malja'a, malja'an, marfa'a, marfa'an, makhba'a become makhba'an. This is wrong. I took it out. Naba'a, naba'an. Okay. Again, and this is one of these cases, as I said. If you see, we only talk about this here, right? These are, you're familiar with this. Oh, wait a minute. No. I mean, this is the case that we suppose, as we said up there, we're supposed to have extra alif here, right? I mean, we don't. So that's what it said. So if you see it like this, and you say, wait a minute, where's the alif here? You know, so this is one of the special cases also. You will see it like this. Don't complain. Keep going, read it and move on. Don't question it. That's the point. Okay, here we go. A word that end with no extra alif with tanween. Also, word that take no extra alif with tanween. Okay, same. And what's the situation? Hamza after the extending letter alif. Okay, here we go. We have hamza coming after. This word is إذا. Let's put it إذا like this. Here we go. هواء, سماء, الأنبياء. Okay, that'll be easy for you too. Just read the listed example. Yeah, don't worry about all these definitions. It's not it's not the scope of this course. We're not. Later, if you know. إذا become إذا, and you know we're supposed to have alif, no alif. سماء become سماء, and directly you have the tanween on the hamza. The point is, you see it like this, don't think there is something wrong. You just read سماء and keep going. هواء, هواء become هواء, أنبياء become أنبياء, and that's all what you need to be concerned about. All right, let's move on. Exception. Words also same, but what is this? If the noun end with the shortened alif maqsura, adhan. Okay, here we go. This is supposed to have those here like this. I'm supposed to add that with a black pen. All right, so the adha, that's the way it's pronounced. Adha become adhan. This is like, and if you know, alif maqsura is like adhan. Adhan here. This is like adha. Here, forget that. Adha. Other, this almost equal like that. That's alif maqsura. This is alif. It's kind of form of shortened alif, and the dagger alif will tell you that. or without it also. You may see it without that dagger alif. A lot of them, they don't really. Salwa, without nothing. A lot of time you see it like this with nothing. Again, you don't worry about this. You're not going to see this on Salwa. You're going to see this one here. You look at it, you say, wait a minute, what is this? And your clue is this, the here, this vowel. So this, you know, this is an extending letter right there. Salwa, it's like I just said. So what you do, you see the tanween come at the end. Adhan, adhan. Now that what interests me here. What the heck is that? Adhan. Wow. Okay, I have to check on this. I know there is there's an error here, but I have to check on that. Adhan. Okay, that's definitely no. Okay, here, huda, hudan. See? Yeah, we went from here. We just add the malha. Okay, salwa, salwan. Malha, malhan. Qura, quran. Sada, sadan. Rada, rida, ridan. Qada, qadan. Okay. Word with no extra alif with tanween also. What's the case here? We have extending, the word end up with extending letter. So you remember extending letter alif doesn't take anything, right? So what the situation here? No change. The tanween symbol is added to the ending. So you know, in the original teaching, in the beginning of this chapter, we put alif, right? Extra alif. So asa become asan. Here, this is the chain from here to here, the sa to asan, and I said you can see it sometime here like that. Maybe I have to take this out. These ones will be confusing to you. Also, yeah, the vowel. This is the last. That's what I'm trying to. This is the last consonant in the word. So that's the one. Take the tanween. Asan, asa, asan. Qafa, qafan. Juha, juhan. Okay. Ala, alan. Ula, ula, ulan. Juha, juhan. You could see. And I said if you see tanween on the top of the alif, it's not really alif, it's for the one before it. All right. Next, let's move on. I'm feeling being sick for a few days, so I don't really feel well. All right. What is this? The effect of sukoon ending case on tanween ending. Whoa. Let me stop for a second, read it before I talk. It's been a while. Okay, it didn't take me long. All right, you know, when we have sukoon ending, what we do, we ignore the vowel, right? And it's the tanween is no exception. And this is, I think, reminder here. Daru, when we put, okay, this indicate that the dot or the period, excuse me, indicate what? Indicates sukoon ending immediately. Like this should be read like this. You will not see it written like this, but this equal this. I don't know why, but it should. I should put it. Oh, okay. So the word darun, daru become darun. I'm sorry, that's another one. Here you go. This with sukoon ending will become dar. Daru. That's how we read it. Dar. Okay. Here darun. So if we want sukoon ending become, you ignore the vowel. Dar. Same like that one. I'm not confusing you, right? You will read it as if it was like this. This darun, no, sorry. Darun, with the period here, the vowel is gone. Dar. Dari. So, if we have that dot here, it's pronounced dar. Darin, that's the tanween. If there's a period here, you pronounce it as dar. You notice they all sound all identical. This sukoon may confuse you. Here it goes, the same. Line 3, dara. Dar. Ignore the vowel. Daran. Here we go. That's the one. So in this case here, we keep the alif. Daran. Daran. It's the same. Yeah, you see it both way. But we have, when we have the dot, you keep the vowel dara. You keep the extent the alif, and it become dara instead of dar. Like here is dar, dar, dara. That's the only thing is different. When there's alif, you don't throw it. You don't throw the extending letter alif away. You just keep it. All right, another example. Qalamin. When termine ending qalam, we ignore the vowel. Sorry, qalami, qalami, not in. Qalami become qalam. Here qalamin, sukun ending qalam. The vowel is ignored. I mean the tanween is ignored. Qalamu, with sukun ending will be qalam. And qalamun with tanween ignored also. With the ignored you qalam. Qalama here become qalam. I mean qalam. You ignore the vowel. With qalaman, both of them, and we have the period here which means sukun ending, so it be qalama. We don't throw away the alif. Udhunu, udhun. This is sukun ending case. We pronounce it like this, udhun. Udhunun, this is udhunu. This is udhunun, same thing. We ignore the vowel totally. We have period here, the vowel is gone, udhun. Like with sukun. Here we go. Just put it in just to be sure. Uduni, udun. You ignore the vowel. When it's you period there, that's how you pronounce it. Udunin, and the same, you ignore the vowel because of this. Udun. And the last one, udunan, uduna. And the same here, you ignore the vowel. Udun. But here, udunan, the tanween for the uduna, udunan, that's the other case of writing it. Udhu, yeah, udhuna, udhuna. We don't throw away the alif. There. Okay, goodness. Sorry, I'm getting tired. Yeah, it's not fun when you're tired, I guess. Not. All right. The last thing. I'll finish the chapter, take a break. Okay. Note number 1. Oh my goodness, we have 2 notes in here. Pronouncing the vowel as word ending versus sukun ending. Okay, this is basically if okay. This is like basically summary to all that exercise we just did together right now. The word is Jamila or Jamilu or Jamili. When it will become with sukun ending, it become Jamil. That's with sukun here, sukun ending, right? You remember? That's what it means. All of them, you ignore the vowel, and that's what you get in all these cases. But here with the tanween, we have Jamilan or Jamilun or Jamili. Jamilan, Jamilun, Jamilan. In this case, the one with the alif, we keep it. Jamila. Jamila. But the other one will be all to get like the other one here. Jamil. You just lose the vowel. That's what I mean. It's big display for just that. I don't know why to emphasize this, the idea of the last exercise we did. Because this Arabic noun can have listed possibility. I have to read this again. I don't know. This is too much. Well, I guess some people got confused. That's why. Note number 2, the sound of tanween versus the consonant noon. Yeah, advanced concern. What is the concern here? Let me stop it for a second. I have no clue what I'm talking about here. Okay, we're almost finished this. Okay. Oh gosh. Yeah, the concern is if the word some words end up with the n. Um, how you know it's the word when you somebody saying it? How you know the ending of the word? If someone just saying end with with n with the noon verse tanween. That's the note about. And what was the answer to this one? Uh, there's a test, a little test you can do. You can check if the sound you add put sukoon at the end of the word. For example, walad, waladu. Uh, you use the waladun, waladun, waladin, waladan. You put waladu, you put the n at the end of the word with tanween. Waladun. Well, okay, that's something to do with dictation. That somebody tell you to write it down. Waladun. So the word waladu basically we make it into sukoon. We put n with sukoon. We say waladun, and so if you write waladun or waladin and waladan, that's that very obvious. It's wrong. I tell you what, this is. Wait a minute, what's wrong here? Okay, this is something to do with dictation. I have to finish right now. It's something wrong with the camera. It's not really important. Uh, it's not related to reading, so we stop right there. This is the end of chapter 43. Oh my goodness.